What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Guys, earlier this week, or yesterday rather, a few days ago, I did a show with Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. And the show that we did was based on this topic called Black Men Are Not Allowed to Talk About How They Have Been Mistreated. And it was a wonderful episode. You know, he talked about his experiences. And definitely we should always want to talk about black men experiences. And he said that his mistreatment from his own mother made him feel rejected, as if nobody loved him, until he went to go stay with his grandfather. But he noticed with his other siblings and the cousins or friends that because they didn't have any support, they were going out doing things that destroyed society. 9 different kids, 9 different baby mamas, no real respect for themselves. Some guys got involved in gangs, some guys got involved in a lot of different things. And it all goes back to the idea that, well, don't nobody love me as a black man, so I don't care about nobody else. You know, I can go and take somebody's life because nobody loves me. So they need to feel what I feel. And I want to talk about that right now because when you look at the lack of cooperation that even in this space gets, the black manosphere. Now, true enough, if you talk about certain topics, you'll get a lot of views. Dating, having sex with women, roasting the matriarchy, you'll get a lot of views. But if you talk anything about black men coming together, black men helping each other, black men building relationships with each other, you will get almost zero views. And the real reason because of that is because black men just don't care. And a lot of reasons why black men just don't care is because they feel that nobody cared about them. Now you're probably listening and saying, well, I came from a bad situation and, I'm doing good now. I'm in the military. I'm an engineer. Look at me now. But that doesn't mean that because you're successful and that you worked hard and you overcame those things, that doesn't mean that you don't care. There's a lot of black men out there who have been through tumultuous circumstances and have went out and become engineers, become doctors. Everybody doesn't fall into violence or gangs or drugs. But the one thing that educated black men have in common, that Pookies and Ray Rays have in common, that normal guys have in common that have dealt with some sort of, lack of affection from their mother or from their father, is that they will grow up to not care about black issues or black male issues. Now, if it deals with going out of the country and going to Colombia, or going out of the country, going to the Dominican Republic, I would believe that those guys have had those problems the most. And it's not being mean to them. Most of the guys that are talking about that have had bad experiences with their parents. And some people would say they're running from their problems. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. But to tie it all back together, this is one of the reasons why it's so hard to work with black men in America. It's not the talent is not there. It's not that the intelligence is not there. But overall, when you're dealing with a group of men who don't even care about their own issues, who don't care about other black men, that's a good indication that there is a lack of self-love there. And I don't care what you say, because one thing I will say about other groups of men, white men care about themselves. They may not be as smart all the time or as talented all the time. But when it comes to white men and the rights that they need to have to protect themselves in this country, white men are gonna fight till the wheels fall off. They will come together. Doesn't matter the differences. They're going to come together. The black man, he will come together with other black men based off the people that they both hate. See, that's how black men come together. Black men don't ever really come together based off of positive things. For example, oh, you hate black women and I hate black women. Well, we can form a community where we all hate black women or the black community. See, then that's when you'll get black men joining forces. You can get them to join forces talking shit about people. And let's just be honest here. The black manosphere, when I first came into it, a lot of that you saw in the early stages were brothers who were coming into the sphere because they just hated, they didn't like black people like that. Now, obviously, as it has evolved, and we've had different people with different positions, and some of us have matured in content, because it's easy, and it's so bad. You can say one thing, but guys out there who hate the black community so much will take it for what you say, or a little small part for what you say, to justify their own hatred. But then here's what happens. When you get these guys who hate the black community because nobody loved them, they don't stay friends for a long time. They fall out. Next thing you know, they're beefing back and forth. And see, here's what I want to talk about, and I understand the dilemma that, your mom hurt you or the family hurt you. But one thing I want to say to black men all around the world, especially in the African American community, you gotta allow yourself to be loved. And this ain't talking about, nothing on no LGBT type of tip or anything like that. But the thing about it is that you can't even make friends with other brothers because you're not even emotionally available to let a brother say hello to you. Let me just say this, right? I'm in the mall, and I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm in the mall, right? In Uganda at Acacia Mall. A brother, huge brother, by the name of Zach Muikasa Motivation. Huge guy, right? He's not the tallest guy in the world, but he wide as hell. So I'm playing the game. This guy stops me in the middle of my game. I'm playing NBA 2K20 now. Now, I'm not that good. But I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And he was just talking to me, and I didn't know who he was. I just knew that this is a guy he could whip my ass, so let me and which really for me, that didn't really bother me as much or anything like that. I was just more annoyed because, obviously he would whip my ass in the mall, whoever he was. But I was just annoyed that he would come and just try to talk to me. But because my mindset is like, well, man, this is a brother. Let me stop what I'm doing. He want to talk to me. Let me just talk to him. He's another black man. I was talking to him. He talked about 2 hours. I had no idea this is one of the biggest martial art fighters in the world. This is a guy with a Facebook following over 1 million people. He speaks in French, right? He's from Congo. Go to his Facebook fan page, over 1.2 million subscribers. I made a friend that day. A very powerful friend, a very brilliant mind. He's one of the biggest minds in the Francophone speaking Pan-African community. Still talk to him in this day. But because I was able to understand, this is another brother, let me talk to him. And I do that all the time, all around the world. Y'all be bugging me and stopping me from eating my chicken and rice, just walking up to me all the time. But I still will talk to you. Because why? Somebody loved me. Okay? And I can understand when somebody is trying to make friendships with me. But with a lot of brothers, man, I'm going to be honest. You feel like everybody's a bad person. Some of y'all feel like you can't trust your brothers. You can't trust other black men. And then when black men are trying to do things for you, you believe because everything about black people was a scam that you can't trust it. Anytime somebody is trying to do things for the black male community, and there are brothers out there that try to do it, it's not even getting financial support for it because, like I said, brothers have money, and I do know that. But it's like, even if it's something that benefits the brothers, we can't get black men a lot of times to want to participate in it because a lot of things that black men think is not for them. And this is the thing that we want to tell our African American brothers out there. brother, we understand. We are trying, we don't have the best resources all the time, and our community is growing, but you have to believe that you are worth somebody caring about you. That's before you can even get into a female relationship or anything like that. That's another story. But if you're walking around feeling like don't nobody love you, then your biggest allies are black men. And when I found out that the brothers I can depend on are black men, if I just open myself up to allowing brothers to be contact me, allowing myself to be friends with other black men. A lot of black men are nice people. They're hardworking brother just like you. I mean, do you think you're the only person in the world that is a good person? So that's our problem, and we need to be able to take advantage of all our brothers, and we got to stop looking down on brothers. I'm saying this real quick. This is also true. We got to stop looking down on brothers who went to the pen, who had a bad life previously. If that's the case, I wouldn't talk to brother George Macon. He'd been in jail before, but he's one of my best friends. Talk to him every day. I think a part of my intellect regarding certain black things in the community has been elevated because he was right on some positions that I didn't want to concede to before. He helped me realize that. And I'm a more of a schoolboy. He was a street guy, but I'm open to say, you know what? This is a brother. We need to pull our people up. And until black men understand that you got to be able to be friends with other black men. You got to be able to appreciate your people. And you have to somehow talk about those situations so that you can get over that hurt. And we need to create more spaces and more conversations where black men can come in and talk about how they have been hurt, their gripes, so that they can heal. And we got to stop uniting amongst communities just because we hate the black community or because we can't stand Democrats. We have to be able to unite based on the fact that we want to see each other win. And then we can start developing positive relationships as a group of black men. Then at that point, now you can talk about doing money. You talk about business, talk about all that. That's easier stuff. But you can't do anything without trust. And if I feel like don't nobody love me, or only the white man loves me, that I can't do that thing with the black man because, I don't care about my situation. Like a lot of brothers, well, man, that's on them. I got mine, so you better get yours. They better get theirs. We got to get out of that mentality, family. So I can go on this topic all day, but shout out to Brother Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top. And as you brothers know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. Check out the Black Men of Purple t-shirts. I'm out.